Hey there, thanks for tuning in to another exciting episode of The Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor. Thanks for checking me out. I threw in the exciting there for those people who always look for changes. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, there's a lot going on always, and every day something big happens. I just thought I'd share one of the little things with you. Back in the day, I studied neuropsychology. I worked in a hospital, and they gave me free access to the extensive library where I would spend an hour or two each day kind of delving through all the interesting texts about the brain and studying the brain. So I was an expert on the brain. I'm out of it now. But there's something called astrocytes, C-Y-T-E-S, astrocytes now, that they've discovered new brain cells that you never knew that you had before. So now they have astrocytes. So these are new brain cells that are in your brain, and all those pesky years that I couldn't figure out why certain things happened for certain people certain ways, it didn't make sense. Now it kind of makes sense. So they have these astrocyte brain cells and parts of the brain that were never there before, that nobody knew about, but they just happen to discover it now. So one of the things that astrocytes can do is regulate weight function. So these are the parts of the brain that tell your brain actually how to function. So before, people were, for instance, there's new drugs coming out in the market that they're pioneering now to regulate the weight. Back when I was young, there weren't really that many fat people. Now everybody's fat. You could say it's processed food, but anyway, there are astrocytes. So what the astrocytes do is they regulate the functions of the brain and how it communicates to the hormones, to, for instance, the thalamus, and different parts of the brain to give out those hormones. So before, if you wanted to lose weight, the only thing that they could figure out to do was an appetite suppressant, right? So to make you less hungry. But now, what I'm saying is that they don't have to, with this kind of breakthrough, they don't have to regulate the hormone secretion that way. That isn't really saying, hey, they are, but they aren't. So they're not going to say to suppress the appetite, you don't have to do that. So they were able with mice to take these, they found these astrocytes in the mice as well. And so they take these astrocytes and they actually can stimulate them or not stimulate certain ones. So they figured out if they stimulate the certain ones that regulate a hormone, then it doesn't matter how much heavy, let's say cholesterol, or how much they said they could give this mouse that it ate, it's still going to be a skinny mouse. Okay, so what they're saying is now they have these new, they're going to come out with these new pills that you're going to be able to take, and it's going to actually regulate the part of your brain. So there's MAO inhibitors that work in the brain function, and these actually work with the MAO inhibitors to inhibit or stimulate those certain functionalities of the brain. So this is a giant breakthrough, and this is kind of amazing because, like I said before, I could sit down with a neuropsychologist, which I have done, and we'd speak an hour about brain functionality. Now with this kind of a breakthrough, which you haven't probably heard about, that they are going to be able to change the astrocytes, and these astrocytes aren't just for that kind of regulate those hormones, but they could have something to do with Alzheimer's and everything else. So if you're able to control the part of the brain that's controlling certain functionality, then you're able to control everything within the brain and your body. So like I said, you tell somebody, hey, go eat 10 cheeseburgers, and they're going to be eating the cheeseburger, but it doesn't matter, you see, because your body's not going to process those things incorporate into your body that way. You're just going to eliminate it out. You're not going to process it in. You're not going to say, oh, I need to save that fat, I need to save that and process it. Your body's going to say, no, I don't need it, and it's just going to kind of eliminate it. So you're going to pass it right through your body, is basically what they're saying. I mean, I thought that this information was worthy of making a video for everybody to watch. Hopefully you feel the same way. I feel like everybody's time is precious. Yesterday was another full moon, which was a giant lunar moon, and all this other crazy stuff going on. I've talked about a lot of crazy stuff in my videos. I think it's just kind of so out there that people just can't even comprehend it or view it or watch it or process it, which is kind of interesting and a big deal. Don't mean to say a lot, but it's that kind of a morning. It's kind of a flat earth kind of morning out here. You know what I'm saying? Well, anyway, I hope you're having a great day. It rained 6 inches, and by the way, I just watched a video. It was purportedly from 2017 in California that they had a warning alert about end of the world kind of thing came up on a video. It's emergency alert. We have a big one coming up on October 4th, but they said it was from 2017 now. I've never seen it before, and I kind of pay attention to these kind of things. It's very interesting how that occurs. Draw your own conclusions, but I talked about these kind of things before. Anyway, I digress. Autocytes, look it up. Kind of interesting. They're going to have another $1 billion drug that's going to come out, that's going to be able to, you just take it and you say, hey, I'm not fat anymore. That's going to be pretty cool. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, share. Have a great day. Bye-bye.